Distinguished Alumni Awards is one of the key awards handed out by the Institute, and it recognizes individuals in our community who have contributed vastly to their work and life. Our next awardee is from the batch of 2002, Mr. Prashant Govil. He is currently serving as the Managing Director of Accenture Consulting India, and over the last 20 years in the technology consulting and services industry, he has delivered significant technology transformation, business engagements for Fortune 500 clients. He is a recognized thought leader in technology, platform advisory, and ERP strategy. He has been a proud member of the IIMK UK, Canada, and currently India Association of the Alumni Association. He has conducted guest lectures for both MDP and PGP programs, and has been a significant regular placement sponsor from Accenture for the last 8 to 10 years. He is also a well-established writer, and has published his first book, Confessions of a Techno-Coolie. And he has also written digital and paper points of view for the likes of Economic Times, The Hindu, and Financial Express. Please join me in welcoming him on stage.
Okay, so I wasn't sure I was expected to say a few words. If that was the case, A, I would either have been better prepared, or B, I would have probably made the side exit from here. Now, because neither A or B has happened, you are now stuck with C, option C. Option C means you get to hear largely some random, unstructured thoughts from me, right, for the next 2 or 3 minutes. Let me spare you that pain, right? A part of being able to stand here is able to understand your consumers. And my consumers, which is you right now, have had a very long night, collaborating with your colleagues, your batchmates, right? Probably over poker, let's put it out there, alcohol and many other things, right? And you're probably not interested in kind of hearing a lot of things. Having said that, I cannot leave this podium without thanking a couple of folks, and I will do that in about a minute. I'd like to start first with my own batch, PGP 2002. Just as Professor Debashis was mentioning, we are nothing without our network and our relationships. I'm going to shame them by calling them out actually one by one. We've got Bhaskar Joshi here, we've got Anand Narayanan, we've got Abhijit sitting next to him, we've got Swash Jain in the white shirt, we've got Kapil Gupta, we've got Sangeeta. Sandeep is also kind of part of our batch, so we'll kind of take Sandeep into that kind of as that well. Vinayak Shastri, we've got Ranjit Pawar, Sudarshan Bengani, we've got Abhishek Bhagat, we've got Atin Gupta. Right? We are all from the batch of 2002. And I must admit, I would not be here, or certainly, well, I don't know, but certainly it is their relationships that have kind of made the 2 years here, of course, memorable, but more importantly, I think I owe a lot to them over the last 20 years thereafter. I'd like to thank, of course, the Institute itself. I'd like to thank the faculty, past as well as kind of present. The only faculty today who is actually still from the last 20 years, Professor Unikrishnan Nair. I'm sure he's not, I don't see him here right now, but absolutely. But I'm working very closely with Professor Venkat, Professor Omkar, and a lot of other, right, in some of the various programs, and I look forward to kind of continue that contribution and work with the Institute. Last, and I'd actually go with what Professor Chatterjee was saying last, but actually the least, I'd like to thank the director, and I mean that very jokingly, but the very simple, as he rightly said, he plays a role, and I mean that jokingly because I was kind of saying last, but typically the word is, last but the foremost, but lastly, because in essence, to be very frank, we're actually meeting for the first time, but I have been influenced by him, and particularly if you look at the last hour, absolutely some gems of insight. If you really kind of deeply, analytically think about some of that. With that, I wouldn't kind of, without doing one small plug, I have not written 18 books, but I have written one, Confessions of a Techno-Coolie. It's available obviously publicly, you can get it at a bookshop, etc., etc. I'd like to take the opportunity to actually hand over a copy to Professor Debashis, if he'll allow me to do that.
For coming here today, and especially to Mr. Sanjeev Singh and Mr. Prashant Govil for gracing the occasion. And I would request everyone, and I would request Professor Chatterjee if we could take a photograph to commemorate this occasion. Then we could request some of the alumni to come on stage, and some, if we could take a photograph together. If you could all please.